Chapter 110. Sound and vision faded. The feeling of all his limbs, along with the weight of the Digimon linker on his wrist, went away. Eiji lost consciousness. Dizziness. The semicircular canals of his inner ear went awry. The world fell as if rolling down a slope, turning upside down, sinking. As he sank, he suddenly flashed back to memories of his childhood. Summer. He played in the river with family. At that time, it was both his family and his friend's family. His very best friend.
Leon!
His friend's father, getting the barbecue ready, called out for his son. Eiji! His friend yelled out his name, heading out from the river towards the shore. But Eiji had been heading towards the sandbank, and had unknowingly entered the river at its deepest point. When he turned around, his foot got caught in the sand at the bottom of the river. Oh no. One step ahead was an invisible cliff. Eiji considered himself a good swimmer, but a flowing river is different from a swimming pool. He couldn't float. He couldn't tread water, and could only plunge his head beneath the water's surface. What he caught glimpses of underwater was another world. What looked like a home of monsters that was deeply gouged out from beneath the clean, clear-flowing water. A place that could easily swallow up a child. Air bubbles swirled. It was going to swallow him whole. And then, all of his senses disappeared. It was only for an instant. Or was it? Something soft and fluffy gently received Eiji's consciousness. It felt similar to wearing a wetsuit while floating in water. Before long, light scattered through the bubbles to form an image. A new world. No. It was a world that he thought he was already familiar with. By changing his viewpoint, Eiji's consciousness was hit with newfound stimulation. It was so bright. The light was too strong here, and yet he couldn't close his eyes. What's going on here? Confusion? Anxiety? He didn't know what he was seeing or what was going on. The image seemed to zoom in coarsely like a digital zoom, but then faded away as if he was looking through binoculars upside down. Static rang through his head. A bug flew into his ear and flailed around, buzzing noisily. He smelled like an animal. It's like the smell of wet dog here. What a bad dream.
It's not a dream.
That voice was the only thing that Eiji could hear clearly. Huh. Who's that? The sound of something being kicked over was heard as someone came running. Chumon. Child level. Beast type. Virus species. The data was displayed above its head. A small rat Digimon appeared, moving like an old Western cartoon. The naked pink rat was holding pieces of data, pieces of cheese, in its arms. Where was this place? The inside of a building. The walls, ceiling, and floor were concrete. Was it under construction or abandoned? Another Digimon emerged. Chuchumon. Child level. Puppet type. Virus species. This one was another rat Digimon. However, it was not a beast, but a puppet. A stuffed rat doll with sharp, glaring eyes. It was riding atop another machine-like Digimon. Damemon. Adult level. Mutant type. Virus species. Its metallic-looking body was clutching a tonfa, a T-shaped club used in martial arts. Its appearance could be described as follows. A kettle with limbs? No, that thing looks like a pile of poo. Eiji was unsettled. If this was the phantasmic Digimon land brought to life, he would have cheered loudly. But Eiji had put aside his pure childish heart, which would have been amused by the mere appearance of poo in his time capsule of memories. Eiji looked coolly now at what was happening before his eyes. Damemon was a poo-shaped Digimon being piloted by Chuchumon.
Haha, you've got guts trying to steal from my family.
Please show me mercy, Chuchumon. We're both fellow rats.
Chuchumon threatened, while Chumon begged for their life as they clutched the cheese. Apparently, Chumon had run off, stealing Chuchumon's food.
It offends me to think that we are the same species, Chumon.
Chuchumon said. No good, no good. Damemon pointed their tonfa at Chumon with a jerky motion. Just then, Chuchumon noticed Eiji's presence.
By the way, you dog there.
Dog? Where? Eiji didn't know what they were talking about. What was this anyway? What was he being shown? The Digimon is talking?
I haven't seen you around here. This is Wall Slum 6th Street and my family's turf. You should tuck your tail in, and while I run while I take care of Chumon here. If you're still in my sights after I'm done.
A rat picking a fight with a wolf? Don't make me laugh.
The voice that Eiji had heard before growled in his ears again. He took a step forward. No, Eiji hadn't moved at all. And yet, he was approaching Chumon, as though he was riding a car that had begun moving on its own.
From this day on, this is my home turf.
Get him, Damemon! Use Gun Vulcan!
The Vulcan cannon embedded in the tonfa discharged. Bullets chattered as they landed in the floor and walls. Chumon ran right and left to escape their trajectory. What? Eiji suddenly felt nauseous. It smells. My nose is burning. It was like poison gas. The bullets of Gun Vulcan weren't powerful, but they released a horrible stench that was unbearable.
This attack must be torture for a dog with a strong nose. Digimon fighting is all about exploiting weaknesses.
Chuchumon cried triumphantly at their successful strategy. No good, no good.
I say we get rid of this strafe first, Damemon. Finish him off with your boost attack.
Some kind of energy swirled around Eiji. What? It was an ignited flame, bright, furious, moving faster than Damemon.
Howling fire!
A fireball ripped through the entire floor of the building. The flame consumed everything. In a whirlwind of heat and shockwave, Damemon was blasted out of the building through a window. So hot! Eiji was surprised. He felt as though his face was being burned by a bonfire.
Damemon is known for his toughness, and you took him out with a single attack?
Chuchumon had rolled out of Damemon's cockpit and lay on the ground. The floor smoldered with flames. There was nothing to burn, but the flames weren't extinguishing right away.
What kind of fire is this? It's no ordinary fire!
Chuchumon panicked. Eiji glared down at the stuffed rat Digimon from above.
Maybe I should eat you.
He sniffed with his nose. Chuchumon's face pulled into a grimace as they trembled.
That old interface on your forehead!
Chuchumon gasped.
Is that you, Lugamon? No, Sir! You're the demon wolf of the Castle of Nine Wolves!
Lugamon? It was then that Eiji gasped. Chuchumon was talking to Lugamon, which meant Eiji was...
9 wolves? Oh, I see. I remember now.
The voice murmured in Eiji's ear.
Sir, have you returned to Wall Slum?
For some reason, Chuchumon's voice suddenly took on a more respectful tone. This conversation. Where and how was Eiji able to hear it?
You don't look tasty at all. Get out of here.
Lugamon turned his nose away. Chuchumon scampered off before the fearsome wolf could change his mind. Eiji, on the other hand, although completely baffled by the conversation, he regained his composure and spoke up. Lugamon? Can you hear me? It's Eiji. Hey, Mr. Lugamon?